Title: The Decaying Billionaire. In the heart of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, Masu's name echoed through the bustling streets and opulent hotels, synonymous with power and influence. At just 35, he had amassed wealth beyond imagination, a fleet of luxury cars, sprawling estates in the highlands, and private jets that connected him to the world. His possessions included lavish parties attended by dignitaries, a personal yacht moored on the Red Sea, and art pieces worth millions adorning the walls of his mansion. Yet, behind the high walls of his magnificent estate, a dark secret festered alongside his deteriorating body. Masu was dying. His flesh was decaying, a grotesque irony for a man who could buy anything the world had to offer, except health. Renowned doctors from across the globe had been summoned, each departing with frowns and hefty checks. The stench of decay seeped through the air, driving away even the most powerful allies. They would visit, offering hollow words of encouragement, but rarely could they endure the sight of him for more than a few minutes. He lay propped up in his vast, ornate bed, perfumes sprayed around him like a desperate curtain of disguise. The room was dimly lit, heavy with the aroma of expensive incense, yet it could not mask the underlying smell of rot. His personal physician, Dr. Mendez, a grave man, hovered nearby, watching Masu with a mixture of pity and helplessness. "Another herbalist? How many more can we endure?" Dr. Mendez asked, frustration creeping into his voice. Masu turned his head slightly, an immense effort. "As many as it takes, Mendez. I refuse to die like this," he rasped, desperation lacing his words. "There must be something out there, something I haven't tried." Dr. Mendez sighed, adjusting his glasses. "You have to face the truth, Masu. No amount of money can buy you a cure for what ails you." Haunted by memories, Masu recalled the day he made his fateful pact with dark forces. The elders of the secret society had warned him. "Wealth comes with a price, Masu. 10 years of indulgence, but in the end, your body will pay the toll. Do you understand?" Masu, intoxicated by dreams of grandeur, had dismissed their foreboding words. "I'll manage. I have resources. I can handle anything with money," he had said, arrogance blinding him to the truth. As night cloaked the city, Masu's mind raced. The insidious pact had granted him riches, but condemned him to a life of suffering. The society that had once elevated him now shrouded him in shame. They met in shadows, spirits whispering promises of wealth, but their true cost was a curse leading to an early grave. Later that evening, Masu's 2 wives, Lila and Mira, entered the room, their daughters trailing behind. They wore expressions of concern, but their eyes reflected a different truth, an eagerness for the luxury they enjoyed. "Masu, we're worried about you," Lila said, her voice almost sweet. "Have you considered letting go of all these alternatives?" Masu winced at her words. "Let go? You mean give up?" "I won't surrender to this fate," he retorted, his tone sharp. "I've built everything for you." Mira exchanged a glance with Lila, her lips pursed. "But what good is all this wealth if you can't enjoy it? If it's just a matter of time—" "Enough!" Masu shouted, cutting her off. "You think I don't know? I've worked to keep this family afloat, and I won't let this illness take that away from us." Yet as he spoke, he could see the truth in their eyes. They flitted in and out of the mansion, draped in luxury, yet avoiding him like a plague. Masu realized the affection they feigned was overshadowed by their fear of losing the lavish lifestyle he provided. Days turned into weeks as Masu's condition worsened. The maggots feasted on the remnants of his body, a grotesque reminder of the decay that would consume his legacy. One night, as a storm raged outside, lightning illuminated the mansion, casting eerie shadows. Masu lay awake, his body racked with pain, when he heard a whisper, soft and sinister. "Masu, you cannot escape your fate." His heart raced, terror flooding his veins. "Who's there?" he croaked, scanning the room but seeing only shadows. The whisper faded, leaving behind a chilling silence. As the clock ticked toward midnight on his final day, Masu felt a strange sense of peace wash over him, mingled with dread for what awaited his family. He knew he must act. Summoning his lawyer, Mr. Barlow, he dictated a letter, a final testament to his life, his wealth, and the curse that bound him. "This is to be opened only upon my death," he instructed, his voice trembling. "Let it be known that my fortune is a poison, and it shall die with me." "Masu, are you sure about this?" Mr. Barlow asked, concern etched across his face. "What if—" "I'm not interested in what if means anymore. Just do as I say," Masu replied, his tone final. When the inevitable came, Masu lay still, his breath a mere whisper. The news of his death spread like wildfire, igniting a frenzy among the elite who had long revered him. His funeral was a spectacle, adorned with flowers and riches, yet tinged with an unshakable sense of dread. His family was stoic, hiding their shock behind well-practiced masks. As they prepared to bury him, Mira whispered to Lila, "Do you think we can hold on to any of this? What if he was just saying things in his last moments?" "I doubt it," Lila replied, glancing at the opulent coffin, specially crafted and lined with velvet. "He was always serious about his dealings, but we have to stay strong. We can't let anyone see our fear." As the ceremony unfolded, whispers among attendees filled the air. Vanity upon vanity. The devil's gifts come with pain. They pondered the fate of the family who would soon inherit a ticking time bomb of wealth, unaware of the true cost it would bear. After the lavish ceremony, Masu's family gathered to read the letter, their hands trembling as they unfolded the paper. Each word plunged them deeper into a chasm of disbelief. Masu had written of the curse, of the wealth designed to vanish within a year of his death. The air thickened with their collective horror. Their lives had been built on a foundation of rot. "No, this can't be real," Mira said, her voice shaking as she read the final lines aloud. He really believed this?" "We need to act quickly," Lila said, her voice barely above a whisper. "We can't let anyone know what he wrote. Not yet. We have to figure out how to save what we can." As days turned into weeks, the family watched helplessly as their riches dwindled. Deals fell apart, investments turned sour, and friendships dissolved like sugar in water. Whispers of Masu's curse began circulating among the elite, further isolating them. One night, Lila confronted Mira. "We need to be proactive. We can't sit here and let everything slip away. Maybe we can find someone who knows about curses or whatever this is." Mira shook her head, panic rising in her chest. "You really think there's a way to fix this? That we can just undo what he did?" "I don't know, but we have to try," Lila insisted. "We can't let his mistakes define us." The following day, Lila sought out an old acquaintance, a woman named Celine, rumored to possess knowledge of the occult. When they met in a dimly lit cafe, Lila felt a chill run down her spine as Celine's piercing eyes locked onto hers. "Masu was a powerful man, but he dabbled in things he didn't understand," Celine said, her voice low and gravelly. "Curses have a way of coming back to haunt those who wield them." "What can we do?" Lila pleaded, desperation etched across her face. "You must find a way to reverse his bargain or accept that the wealth he left behind is destined to fade into nothingness," Celine replied, her tone grave. "It won't be easy, and it will require sacrifice." "What kind of sacrifice?" Lila asked, the air thick with tension. "An offering to the spirits, something of personal value to you, something that connects you to him. Only then can you hope to break the curse," Celine warned. As the reality of their impending doom loomed, Lila and Mira huddled together in the mansion's darkened hallway, the weight of their choices pressing down on them. "What are we willing to give up?" Lila whispered, fear and determination battling within her. "We have to find something significant, something that links us to Masu," Mira replied, her voice trembling. In the days that followed, the family's isolation deepened. One evening, as thunder rumbled ominously outside, Lila rummaged through Masu's belongings, desperate to find something to offer. She stumbled upon a hidden drawer in his desk, revealing a collection of intricate artifacts from his dealings, tokens of power that once gave him confidence. "What is it?" Mira asked, peering over her shoulder. "Look," Lila said, holding up a small obsidian amulet. Lila held up the obsidian amulet, its dark surface glinting ominously in the low light. This was part of Masu's dealings. It has to hold some significance," she said, hope igniting in her chest. Mira studied the amulet, recalling Celine's words. "If this was important to him, maybe it's a key to understanding the curse. We should use it in the ritual." That night, under the cloak of darkness, Lila and Mira prepared the ritual in Masu's grand but decaying living room. The air was thick with tension as they arranged candles and offerings, mirroring the instructions Celine had given them. "Do you think we're doing the right thing?" Mira asked, her hands trembling as she placed the amulet on the altar. Lila nodded, her voice firm despite the fear churning inside her. "We have no choice. If we don't try, we'll lose everything. This is our chance to reclaim our lives." As they lit the candles, the flickering flames cast long shadows on the walls, transforming the opulence of the room into something otherworldly. They joined hands, their palms slick with sweat, and began to chant the incantation Celine had taught them. "Mighty spirits, hear our plea. We seek to break this dark decree. With love we offer, with faith we stand. Release us now from this cursed hand." The room grew colder as they spoke, the candles flickering violently as if responding to their words. A gust of wind swept through, extinguishing the flames. They exchanged frightened glances, but Lila squeezed Mira's hand tighter, their resolve unyielding. "Masu, if you can hear us," Lila called out, her voice strong. "We ask for your forgiveness. We renounce your wealth and all that came with it. We choose love over riches. Please, help us break this curse." The silence was deafening, the atmosphere thick with an unshakable presence. Suddenly, the temperature dropped further, and a low whisper filled the air. You seek to undo what was bound, but every choice bears weight. Are you prepared for the truth? Mira's heart raced. What truth? We only want to free ourselves from this curse. The voice deepened, echoing through the room. To break the curse, you must confront the darkness within. The offering must be of true value, your deepest connection to him. What do you mean? Lila cried, fear gripping her. Only by letting go of what you hold dear can you find freedom, the spirit intoned, the shadows swirling around them. Mira stepped forward, her heart pounding. I'll do it. I'll offer my love for him, my memories, everything. I want to break this cycle for our daughters. No! Lila shouted, panic surging through her. You can't! It's too much to lose. It's the only way, Mira insisted, her voice breaking. We can't let our daughters inherit this curse. As Lila watched her sister prepare to sacrifice her bond with Masu, realization dawned. Mira was right. This was a necessary sacrifice. I'll join you, Lila said, her voice steadier now. Together we'll let go of him and all the pain he brought. They stood side by side, resolute. We renounce our connection to you, Masu. We choose love for our daughters over the darkness of your legacy, they declared, their voices united. In that moment, the room exploded with light, the shadows swirling into a vortex around them. The amulet glowed brightly, pulsing with energy as the spirits surged forth. "Your sacrifice is accepted," the voice boomed, resonating within the walls. "The curse shall be lifted, but remember, the path forward requires strength and vigilance." With a deafening roar, the energy enveloped them, and then it was gone. The room returned to stillness, the weight of the darkness lifting. They gasped for air, feeling lighter, as if a great burden had been removed. As dawn broke over Addis Ababa, the first rays of sunlight illuminated the room, filling it with warmth. Lila and Mira looked at each other, tears streaming down their faces, a mixture of relief and sorrow in their hearts. "We did it," Mira whispered, hope flickering in her eyes. "Yes," Lila replied, her smile breaking through the tears. "We chose a different legacy, one rooted in love and family." Days turned into weeks, and the family began to rebuild their lives. Without Masu's wealth, they faced challenges, but they found strength in each other. They focused on nurturing their daughters, teaching them values that transcended material wealth. Lila and Mira often reflected on the cost of their choices. They had lost much, but in doing so, they gained a deeper understanding of what it meant to be a family. They shared stories, laughter, and the resilience needed to face whatever came next. In the end, they learned that true wealth lies not in possessions, but in the bonds they created, the love they shared, and the strength to break free from a legacy of darkness. Masu's dark legacy reminded Lila and Mira that ambition without ethical considerations can lead to suffering. By choosing to renounce their claim to wealth for the sake of their family's love and future, they reclaimed their lives, emphasizing that meaningful connections far outweigh the allure of riches.